Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off-the-cuff video, guys. What that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro symbol at the beginning or anything like that. I do have transition buttons, so if there's noise outside of my control, I can stop filming and wait for it to pass and carry on. These weekly Wednesdays are essentially Q&A. You guys ask me questions and I answer them. They are primarily model focused and it is primarily 40k stuff. There is terrain questions from time to time. Some information about myself, what's going on in the workshop. We have a weekly vote and we have a data card review. So let me start with some of the questions. What do you think about new attachments coming from the calendar for Christmas? And what are your predictions of armies that you have? Well, the ones we've had so far, I think they're a nice alternative to what they have in the already. I don't like Death Guard one. I think there's some great stratagems there and some good enhancements. I just don't like the detachment rule that all infantry get a 5-inch scout move, but they can't be in transport. I don't like that. I'll tell you why I don't like that. They got a movement of 5 anyway. So 5-inch scout move, and then so you get first turn. You got a 5-inch move as well because you want to get able to get a couple of shots off or something like that. That's putting you 10 inches up table. Even if you advance them and roll a 6, you're moving them up 16 inches up table. Now that's a good distance. Don't get me wrong, but they're not going to be able to shoot. Whereas if they're in the Rhino, they can move 10 anyway. The first turn, and they're still inside the Rhino, they're safe. So your next turn you could move them up onto the objective and chuck them out. It's the only thing that throws me off with that detachment. I think the Tyranid one is actually fantastic. Brilliant to see Tyranid warriors have the battle line keyword in that detachment, which I think a lot of the detachments miss. You know, when you have a specific detachment for whatever army it is, there should be certain units that become battle line for that detachment. From a sales point of view, it's very good for Games Workshop because that means people are going to play a detachment and buy more models to have 6 units of that whatever unit is and put it in that detachment. But I think that's really good for the Tyranids. I can't remember the rest of it offhand, but I just remember that bit standing out to me the most because there's 2 different types of warriors you can have. The close combat guys and just shooting guys with a bit of close combat. So you could have 6 units of each. It's absolutely amazing. What was that one was there? The Dark Angel one. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I really don't like it. You're relying too much on Ravenwing units to be there to bring your Deathwing units in. You know, I just don't like the way that it looks. I mean, it's probably fantastic, and I'm probably not going to really understand how good it could be, or how good it is, or how bad it is, unless I play it on the table. Thousand Sun one is today, I think. It hasn't come up yet, so I wouldn't know what that is. But predictions for armies I have. I think the Necrons are going to get a nice one. I don't even know which way it would be, to be honest with you, because they pretty much, all the attachments they have in their codex, they pretty much have a lot of stuff covered that works in the Pacific, destroyer cults with your flayed ones, Necron, your Scorpion destroyers, stuff like that. You have Canaptic Cult with all the Canaptic units. There is other ones there as well, but it still pretty much works out. I don't know, that's a tough one to think of, really. I'm leaning towards something to do with Catan. I think that would be pretty good. Maybe Catan unit gets extra movement, or they get deep strike, or reroll to hit. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Sorry guys. someone come into the yard and I had to go see who it was. Didn't recognise the person, but it's someone in the house. It wouldn't stop, wouldn't pause for me. So anyway, yeah, Necros I think is something to do with the Catan. I would like that to be. Orcs, I don't really know too much about orcs. I'm only saying orcs because I'm looking at Big Gaz on the table there. Eldari, one thing I'm hoping it doesn't happen is that they give us these attachments now, but for the codexes that haven't been released, these are the attachments from that those codexes. I'm hoping that's not the case. The Eldari, I don't know, from what I know of the codex that's come in, the attachments in there, there's quite a few that's covered, so I don't know, that's going to be a tough one. Maybe some sort of vehicle formation, or I don't know. That is a tough one, I think, because you've got the aspect cult in that we know about, or the aspect, way of the aspect, or something like that, which is to do with Fiend Lords and aspect warriors. You got the Wraith one, which is called Wraith Constructs, which have an amazing 2,000 point list for Wraiths, for Wraith Constructs from the Eldari army. I don't know, that's a very tough one. That is a very, very tough one. Be interesting to see that one. For the World Eaters, I think it's going to be something, I don't want to say the Red Angel or, you know, a detachment like that based around Angron and everyone joining him, but I think that would be something to do with maybe giving them dev wounds. I think that'd be something like that, to give the unit dev wounds and +1 on their charge, and +1 on their charge, and probably +1 on their blood surges. That's a safe, you know, safe enough bet. Still trying to think the Eldari one. That's a tough one, because what's coming in their codex, there's a lot of things covered. Same with the Necrons, there's a lot of things covered in there. My best guess would be something to do with Kazan. That's a tough one. Demons. Well, there's meant to be 4 coming for demons, or 5, or so, something like that. 1 for each god. Which I hope demons do get their own codex, because there's been a whisper about them being broken up and put into the noble demons going to the Death Guard codex, which I don't really want. I want to be able to field demons by themselves, a totally different army. And I think if Games Workshop did do that, they'd lose so much money. They would, just because people don't want to come in to get new demon models, or come in to start playing demons, wouldn't do it. I've got a Death Guard army, okay, I'll just get a couple of nobles and Blade Bearers and that's it. Whereas, you know, if you have a demon army, it's a totally different army. It's a very tough one. I think the Celestial one will probably be advance and charge. Something like that. Increased movement as well, probably. The Khorne one will probably be, the Khorne one could actually be allowing them to, if you're on the Shadow of Chaos, to come in, say, 5 inches away. You know, something like that, to get them closer to combat quicker. And probably give them like lethal hits or devastating wounds, or, you know, something like that. Because Khorne is always, has to be death wounds. Noga one would probably be, again, that's a hard one. Noga one, I would imagine something like +1 toughness, or the whole unit has, the whole army has like a 5+ feel no pain, or a 6+ feel no pain, which would be quite nice. Maybe an extra wound, or +1 toughness, or something like that. The Zention one now, again, that's a very difficult one. Very, very difficult. I don't know, maybe Scout. or maybe all of them are able to do some universal psychic attack. So they'll have it added onto their profiles. So even your blue horrors, your pink horrors, screamers, or maybe they can have, you know, all have a low level psychic attack just to do what needs to be done. I'm not sure. Because to be honest with you, seeing the Dark Angel one as just totally outside of the box, I think, with that one, and just thrown me off the rest of them. The Death Guard one is okay, but it's not. I don't like it that much. But again, that's thrown me off the box. The Tyranid one, yeah, that's fantastic. That, to me, that is perfect, because you don't see that many Tyranid Warriors units in Tyranid armies. Chaos Space Marines. Again, that is another tough one, because there's quite a few good attachments there anyway, even though I've only played 2 of them. Can't even say a Cultist one, because there's already a Cultist one. Maybe something to do with possessed, lots of possessed units. That's a good question. That's really thrown me off. It'd be interesting as well to see the sisters, because I don't have the Sister Codex yet, but I think it's 1800 points. I still have models to build for that list, but I'm sort of in that area. But yeah, I think the Custodians will have a good one, and I think the Grey Knights will have a good one as well. Yeah, that's really stumped me. That's a very, very good question. I'm interested to see what they do, to be honest with you. I'll watch this space, and next Wednesday I'll come back and I won't review the question again, but I'll go through what's come out and what I think of those ones that have come out, because some of these armies have really good attachments as is. Anyway, it's a good question. Why have you not put the Wraith Knight into the weekly vote? There's 2 reasons for that. The first one is, I'll say 3 reasons. The first one is they still need to have, there's a few hip, like shield things that go onto them, some shoulder bits and pieces. And when it comes to undercoating them, they're going to take a lot of undercoat. Not a whole can, but they'll take, you know, a good bit. And I think coming to painting them, I don't know if they're going to be that interesting for you guys to look at me painting. If you think they are, then just comment below, let me know, and I'll start getting them prepped up over the next couple of weeks and get them down for the vote. But for me, they're just like, they're big, big vehicles and that, walkers, Titanic units and all that business. But I just didn't think they would be that interesting for you to watch. That's why I thought no rush on trying to get them sprayed up. Same with the Doomsday Arcs. I don't think they're going to be an interesting paint to watch, so that's why I haven't rushed to get them sprayed up and put into the vote, or just do a video on. To me, I'd probably paint those just off camera, because they're not really that interesting. There's some interesting parts on them, don't get me wrong, but you know, to me, most of my Necron vehicles are just obsidian black with bits of green coming through and stuff like that. I know. Right, I've heard you say so much how much you love the sister sculpts, but what model / unit is your favourite? It's got to be the Immobilator tank, to be honest with you, so far. I can't fault anything with the sisters. The sisters are actually really good models, really good sculpts, and surprisingly, because they are quite small, they are very easy to build. I think the hardest thing I had problem with was the Retributor squad, only because you're attaching pipes from the gun to the backpack. But yes, apart from that, everything else has been really clear, smooth sailing. I think the normal sister squad maybe gave me a little bit more trouble than they did, because it's bolt guns two-handed, but even they were pretty straightforward. The only thing annoying me with that video is it wouldn't video editor wouldn't allow me to compress it as one video. I tried about 7 or 8 times, wouldn't let me do it, so I ended up putting them up as 4 parts. With the immobulator, this is my favourite. It is, someone described it to me recently, it's like a church on a tank. I was like, yep, it is exactly that. The stained glass windows, the altar at the back with all the, you know, the statues on it, the living saints hanging out the side of the tank, well, not living saints, but the statues of the living saints. This is my favourite. Another reason why this is I really enjoyed building this is because the tracks were one piece. I think a few at the top here and a few at the back here were the ones that added on. The rest of it was all one piece. Whereas those of you that put Rhinos together and Land Raiders and extra Mediterranean vehicles, it's going to be, you know the struggle of having to put the tracks individually. But it's a fantastic model. I actually love it. I can't wait to put it on the table. I'm excited for that. That is my favourite model from the Sisters Army so far. Val was my second, just because the sheer detail on it and how amazing it looks. And surprisingly, like with her spear, that stayed in place when I put it on, so it wasn't messing around. With something like that, I'd expect it to start to fall off, but no, it's fantastic. Now, I was asked a question as well from last week's video about the floated bloat drone. I went through the data sheet for it, and I was asked, I think the way maybe I explained it was a little bit confusing, so because this is the older data sheet, I'm going to go through it again, but I'm not going to go through this side, I'm going to go through the back of it. Bad size and go through the back side then, but no, I'm going to go through the back of the card, because that breaks down a little bit better than maybe what I explained it. I'll review another day card, and then we'll come down and have a look at the boat. Right, so its unit composition is one floated bloat drone, or floated bloat drone. This model is equipped with a flesh mower and a plague probe. Okay, that's what the model comes with as standard. Now, when you're building the kit, you can build it with the mower, with the blight launcher or the spewers, it's up to you. But in terms of game times, it comes with the flesh mowers, which is like a bar that goes across the front of it with all blades on it. Now, its war gear options are: this model's flesh mower can be replaced with one of the following: one heavy blight launcher or 2 plague splitters. Now, flicking back over, so it comes equipped with this as standard, but you can opt to change the flesh mower for either a heavy blight launcher or 2 plague spewers. Okay, now I've already gone through the stat line for this, so I'm not going to do it again. That's the way it works. There are other units as well that can have certain things, like the Sister Squad, for example. Yeah, they'll come with X, Y, and Z as standard, and one out of 10 models I think it is, or one model in the squad can change for a heavy weapon, one model can change for a special weapon, you know, that kind of way. And a lot of the units in do the same sort of thing. Chaos Space Marines, for example, they'll come with bolt guns, bolt pistol, and I think it's a curse weapon or close combat weapon, something like that. But you can get rid of the bolt gun and give them a Startis chainsword. So they have chainswords and bolt pistol. Okay, you can do that to any of them or all of them. You can have up to 2 models in a 10-man Chaos Legion squad can have special weapons or heavy weapons, but you can't have the same 2 special weapons or the same 2 heavy weapons in the same squad, which is, you know, pretty standard. Right, so I thought I'd go through the other day card for this week, would be the Lokhurst Destroyers, which is the guy I painted up Monday. So they have movement of 8, so they are quite fast. Toughness 6, so they can take a serious punch. Just for a reference, Thunderwolf Cavalry are toughness 6. They have a 3+ armor save, 3 wounds each. Their leadership 7. They have OC 2, which is nice. They come equipped with Gore's Cannon, which has lethal hits. It's 24-inch range. Each one has 3 shots. So the squad is between 1 to 6 models. So if you have 6 models in the squad, 6 to 18 shots from the squad with lethal hits, which is nice. It's 3s to hit. Their strength 5. So if I was shooting a bundle of cavalry, their toughness 6, I'd still need 5s to wound. Against a normal Space Marine, I'm wounded on 3s. It's AP -2, so again, normal Space Marine would be a 5+ armor save, and they're 2 damage each to a per shock and kill Space Marine. They are very, very tasty. They have a close combat weapon, which is 2 attacks each. Again, so you're a unit of 6 of those and they're in combat, that's going to be 12 attacks. 3's to hit, their strength 4. So Space Marine is toughness 4. So wounding against a Space Marine, you need 4s to wound. AP 0, only 1 damage each. Now, they have reanimation protocols as standard. They're hardwired for destruction. This is their ability. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible target, reroll a hit roll of 1, which is nice. If that target of that attack is in range of an objective marker your opponent controls, you can reroll the hit roll instead. Now, to get the full reroll of the hit roll, it has to be the closest target and it has to be on the objective. Okay, if you're shooting at a unit that's on an objective but they're not the closest target, you don't get any of that. Okay, just to bear that in mind. There's a unit composition of 1 to 6, and see, this is going back to the first bloat drone that has options to swap around. This unit doesn't, so it just comes with a Gauss cannon and a close combat weapon as standard. Okay, there's no information on the back because it's a lovely data card on the back. So that's this week's data card. I forgot they were toughness 6. I might have to try and squeeze them in my next Necron list. Right, so I hope that's cleared up the floated bloat drone and the options that you can have for that. Like I said, a lot of different units can have the same, not the same weapons, but they have options where they can swap this gun for this gun, or this weapon for this close combat weapon, that kind of thing. If you have any more questions about that, just chuck them below as always, not a problem. If you have any questions about the other data card, again, feel free to chuck them below, it's not a problem. I know I've rewarded these guys Locust Destroyers once on table, and I think it's actually a whole unit of 6. I think it's 180 points if memory serves right for all 6 of them. Which I actually realised they were toughness 6. That's actually changes a lot. Sorry, they're mounted, they can fly, and they're destroyer cults. So in the destroyer cult detachment, they get the reroll charge rolls and +1 to their charge rolls, which doesn't really affect them because you don't want to get them in combat. So now I'm going to bring you down and show you the boat. And for everyone that's new, what happens here is I'll show you a host of models, and you guys vote on what you need to paint for next Monday's painting video. In the event of a tie, I'll do a dice roll. Now you can vote for as much as you like. Don't say I vote for everything because it won't count, but you can say I vote for any of the Necrons or any of the Tyranids or any of the Space Marines or anything like that. There is no Necrons in the vote this week because Necrons won last week and the Destroyers were painted up Monday. So yeah, I'm going to bring you down and show you that. Before I show you the vote, I forgot to say when I show you the day card, you see the sneaky leg there? That's what the next build is going to be. I'll give you a quick flash of the sprue. The sneaky peeky. Anyway, so we have Deathwing Knights. These are the older models. We have the Chaos Legionaries. We have a Death Jester for the Eldari. We have Genestealers. We have Captain America. I left him in there because there was a vote thrown at Marvel Cross Protocol last week. We have the Demon Prince, the Winged Demon Prince of Nurgle. Now I actually have this guy with the fly wings. I have another Nurgle Demon Prince with wings, which is totally different. The front part I think is pretty much the same, but the back part's all different. And I have 2 on foot, which are slightly different from each other as well. So they could start, once this guy's been done, they could start following it, have been piled into the vote as well, just to get them done. I have the hybrids for the Genesis Cults. The Venom's still in here this week. New retirements, Neurogaunt, sorry, I left in there. Chaos Space Marine Marcus Slanesh. Blade Guard veterans, I need to have more. I need to be making sure that I actually do have Space Marines in here because there's so many Marines that need to be painted up. Retributor Squad for the Sisters. The Wraith Blades for the Eldari. The Sister Battle Squad, which is beautiful sculpts. I have this lovely creation, which is, I use them as a Plague Beast for Nurgle. And there's a little spider leg attached, a dead spider leg attached to his base, which is nice. I don't know why they're so shiny. Oh, it looks like water. Is it water? I don't think it is. Anyway, Val. We have the Sisters of Silence. We have the Sergeant, the Inferno Sergeant, which I'm going to run as a Lieutenant. We have the Jackals, because they did get voted on last week. We have the 8-bound. We have the Inner Circle Companions, because there's some absolutely fantastic sculpts they have. And we have the 10th edition Lictor. It's not actually water on him, it's resin glue. It just looks really shiny like water, but it's not. Yeah, so check your comments below what you want to know for next Monday's painting video. If you're seeing this for the first time, you come across this channel for the first time, where you been? Hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube shares this video to more and more people, which makes this amazing community for you guys grow even more. Now, if you have any questions for me, chuck them below as always. If you don't want to chuck them below because you think, oh, it's a silly question, there is no silly questions, but you can go onto Facebook and go onto Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There's a messenger button there, you click on that and message me directly. But there is no silly questions, guys, okay? Thank you everyone for watching. Questions below, vote below. Until next time, guys, take it easy.